What's up, everybody? Today is June 9th, and today I will be going through all of my journals, all of the books that I write or produce art in. If you haven't noticed, I haven't uploaded a new lit log in a while because I've been reading the same book for a while, and also I've just been in more of a writing mood lately, so I've kind of let myself do that. And to avoid awkward silence, I'll play some music in this video. It's gonna start off super loud, I bet. Let's see. Not bad. All right. So I have a little stack here. This is everything, and I'll be going through everything one by one and telling you guys what I do in each. So let's turn that down more. All right, so first off, we have this notebook. It says Memerando on it. I actually thrifted this. It also says Federal Supply Service on the back, and the reason for that, and I found this out after thrifting the book, that these were notebooks that were given to members of the military, armed services. They were like pocket notebooks. This one is obviously older, evidently, has some wear and tear. And to be honest with you, I don't know how this ended up in a thrift store, but it is pretty cool. And this one, I won't show you the inside because it is my contact book. So that's kind of an outdated thing to have, but I just have important phone numbers in here, or, you know, addresses and stuff. And this is mainly like, you know, what if I lose my phone and I need to call someone that isn't my parents, then what do I do? This is that. So that is notebook number one. This one personally is kind of one of my favorite designs of my notebooks. It's hardcover. It's very nice. I'll show you one of the blank pages. It's lined, you know, classic. So this is notebook number one. And then, let's see, where do I want to go from here? This one, with this cool moon design on it. I don't use this as frequently anymore, but this is my music theory and rehearsal notes notebook. The reason I'm not using it as much right now is because the school year is practically over. By the way, I graduate in 2 days. That's cool. But yeah, I would basically, see, let me try to find a good page. I'm not very good at music theory. However, I am a musician, so this is kind of like my little cheat book. So, for example, I do have the major keys written down, and we have, you know, stuff like where all the notes are on the piano, and, you know, I use it sometimes, and then when I am taking part in a, like, production, then I will have rehearsal notes, which let me see if I can find any of those. Yeah, like right here. These are some rehearsal notes from when I was in Mean Girls pit orchestra. And yeah, this is a pretty cool thing. I will be using it again. You know, I've used less than half of it. However, I haven't used it in about, let's see, since February. So I need to get back on that, at least do some music theory things, but I'll still count this. This is a notebook in progress that I don't use as much. And the brand is, in case you guys want to get it, it is Pauper Press. Peter, and then Pauper Press. And, you know, it's a very good notebook. And then next up we have this Memo book. This was another thrift find. It was just a, you know, pretty standard find. 50 sheets, 4x6. And I mainly use this to give my contact information to other people. Or I also use it just to take general notes on like informative things. So not necessarily like my ideas creatively, but taking actual like, you know, class notes or anything like that. As of now, there's nothing in it because I ripped some pages out because it is a spiral. But yeah, this is informative notes. So if I read like an article or something, then I might jot some things down here. So yeah, that's that. It doesn't really have a brand. It's just American Procurement and Logistics Company. I doubt that this is still in circulation. And then, let's see. This next one is my, this is a little red notebook. I do love this notebook. It's basically as big as my hand. And it is from the New York Review of Books, NYRB. You can kind of see the letters there. And this is my definitions journal. So if I'm reading anything, you know, I don't know, then I can jot down like words that I don't know and the definitions, of course. But let me see if I can find. Right now, I only have 7 definitions in here. We have exegeted, which I don't even know how to say that, but it means expound or interpret a text. It's a verb. And then serge, spelled S-E-R-G-E, which that means a twilled woolen fabric. So an adjective. And then perfunctorily means to do something because you have to, as a formality, often in a careless way. And then we have callow, which means inexperienced and immature. This is a adjective. We have libbered, which means, well, that's just an obsolete spelling of leopard that was used from the 14th century to the 19th century. And then 6, we have pennon, which is a long triangular or swallow-trailed flag, especially one of a kind, formally attached to a lance or a helmet, or a pennant. And then we have incorporeal, which means not composed of matter and having no material existence. So that's all we have in this notebook right now. Thought I'd tell you guys. About half of them are from Stoner by John Williams, which is spoiler, that's what I'm reading right now. And then the last 4 are from Paradise Lost, but I didn't even read that. I was kind of just like going through it, like just browsing what I was going to read in the future, and I did come across those words, so I figured that I would define them in here. But this is also, well, all of these are notebooks in progress, so just assume that from now on, but this one is very much in progress. There's barely anything in it. And then we have, this isn't really a notebook, but this is my sketchbook. This is from Ohuhu. It's a mixed media pad. And this one, I don't use my sketchbook that much. I used to be a big drawing person, but now not so much. But we have some interesting things in here. I did this with crayon. Nice little scene. Tried to do some shading. And we have, you know, things of various styles. I just like to use this for, you know, general expression, I'd say. Just when I'm feeling inspired. I'm not an artist. I don't define myself that way, but that's what I use this for. This is an art sketchbook. And this has a lot of pages. and I have barely used, let me see, I've used this much. So I'm going to be using this for much longer. This is Ohuhu, as I've said before, H-O-U-H-U. I believe it's a Asian brand, but this is very good quality, and it's square, as you can see. And then lastly, we have my everything journals. This one is done. I finished this one, but it has the same idea as this one, which is the one that I'm using right now. In these, I do everything. I write down ideas that I have. I write poetry, short fiction, journal entries like diary entries, not very personal ones. And, you know, I draw, I write down like plans for projects. It's like everything. It spans across everything that all of the other notebooks are and more, which is why these are the ones that I go through so quickly, because unlike the other ones, I tend to bring these everywhere, and these ones are always Moleskine. This one is Moleskine, and this one is Moleskine. It's a little bit of a bigger one. There's a bit of a difference, but I had this one for about 3 years, pretty much. And then this one I just got in April. And let's see. Yeah, so far in this one we have poems, and I started numbering my poems in this older one, at number 1, of course. So I'm just continuing that number system. So I started with 79 here. So poem number 79 through 92 are in here right now, and this will continue. And then I have a few like entries, and I even have some like comic ideas. So yeah, this is really just a very random, it's just like a flow of consciousness for however long it takes. And then, yeah, this is probably the one that I use the most, this one, and I'm working on customizing it. That's another thing that I like about the Moleskine journals. Right now I have Def Leppard, my high school's drama club, and my college's just like promotional sticker. So yeah, I am looking forward to finishing those. And yeah, that is all of my notebooks. So all of these. And I probably will be making a video in the future breaking down how I journal, what methods I use. But to be honest, I'm not completely sure if I'm going to do that because I deter from my own plans daily. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys what I use. If I remember, I'll put links for the ones I can find below, or at least the brands. This one is definitely not findable, the military one, but all the other ones I'll try to make an effort. And hope you guys like this new backdrop. It's just a different angle. Usually the camera's facing this way. And as I said, I am graduating high school in 2 days, so this backdrop will soon be changing. And I'm very excited for that. And due to the changes going on in my life right now, just like the hectic activity, you know, with graduation comes parties and goodbyes and all that. So I have not been reading as much, but I will keep up with the reading videos, you know, as much as I can. I don't get paid for this. It's fun. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and go write something.